going on, my bears? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new, my name's Andrew and I'll be your food guide for today. Stupidly, I forgot to record an intro clip for today's video. And so I'm doing that months after that I actually went there. So I went there maybe in late summer of 2019, and right now it's like obviously March of 2020. So yeah, sorry about that, but basically today we're going to Jinju Naengmyeon. It's a pretty famous naengmyeon place down in Busan, South Korea. That's about all I have to say for now. So let's just skip to past me. Alright, so when you arrive to the building, you actually come into the first floor area and then you grab a ticket from this machine here and you get your number. Apparently we're 139, so we gotta go to the second floor. Very interesting system they have here. I suppose it's because they might get really super ridiculously busy. I'm just gonna walk around this side of the car and head up the stairs to the second floor. Alright, we are inside the restaurant now. We got our seat and everything. Let me just adjust you guys real quick. There we go. That's much better. So when you step into the establishment, they sit you down pretty quickly, and really they waste no time at all. They asked us what we wanted to order. We didn't even look at what they had, which is fine because they actually don't have that much stuff. So I just told her that it was our first time here and we didn't really know what to get yet. In any case, we did order 2 orders of the naengmyeon and 1 order of the kalbi. So all we gotta do now is just wait for it to arrive. There's pretty much 3 floors to this entire establishment. The first floor, like I mentioned earlier, is where you grab a ticket to be seated, and it lets you know which floor you need to go to sit down. So we are on the second floor, but there's also a 3rd floor above us for extra seating. And this place is pretty busy too, so that's generally speaking a good sign of how good the food is here. So our food just got here. The kalbi is still being cut and prepared, but it's off to the side. And here's our, well, what we really came here for. Here's the naengmyeon. It looks really good. It has a surprising color to it too. Usually the color of the soup is a lot more clear than this, which is, so the kind of color I'm seeing here is more like an udon kind of color. But look at these noodles. These noodles look incredible. This looks like real, actual buckwheat noodles as opposed to the kind of like fake, cheaper noodles that you'll find typically at most restaurants. So I'm honestly kind of surprised at the color and quality of these noodles. But anyway, let's try this out. I do recommend that when you come and eat naengmyeon, wherever that may be, you go ahead and grab some scissors and cut them, because buckwheat can be, well, for one thing, it's pretty long, and also it's really chewy, so it's actually kind of hard to eat if you don't cut your noodles. So just a tip if you're unfamiliar with this dish. Gonna make some room here for the kalbi. And here's the kalbi. It looks really good. It's a nice it's like a nice medium rare as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab this. Yeah, this looks really good. Let me give it a little smell. It smells pretty legit. Okay. Not the best. The marinade is really good, but the meat quality is a little bit on the poorer side. Alright, so let's try these noodles. Like I said, really chewy. make sure you do cut these noodles before you eat them. Aside from the chewiness, that is actually really, really good. The noodles taste super fresh, and the soup has a really delightful savoriness to it. Usually when I get this dish at other restaurants, the soup is a little bit too sour for me. Like it's too vinegary. But this one has a lovely, lovely savoriness to it. It's also got like strips of what I assume is fried up meat. Or maybe that's fish. Can't really tell. But in any case, the soup is really just delightful. Like I mentioned before, perfect on a hot summer day like this one. And surprisingly, these noodles have like a nice flavor to them as well. It's not just like the noodles being, grabbing onto the flavor of the soup or anything. The noodles themselves have a nice flavor to them, which I've never had before. So that's actually really surprising. One of my favorite things to do whenever I get like Korean barbecue and naengmyeon, just a little bit of noodles, get some soup and meat, put that all on a spoon and eat it together. Oh yeah, that's really nice. That's really, really nice. That piece I just ate actually was a lot better than the initial piece I ate. So my rating of this overall has gone up quite a few points. Let's get a little bit more noodles, meat, fish, and the egg. Why not? All in one big spoonful. That's some good stuff. So apparently, there are multiple locations of this restaurant. We just happen to be at the one at Taeyeon. And the restaurant's actually been open since 1945. So they've been in the game a pretty long time. All right, last thing I want to try is some of this sauce and wasabi. I'm gonna get some of my noodles here. Dip it all in there nice and good. Oh, that's really good. Let me try some meat in that thing too. Combined with that nice kick of wasabi, that's a perfect dipping sauce for the meat and for the noodle soup. So I thought this was tea, but it's actually soup. And that's really good too. That's probably the soup base that they use for like the kalbitan here. So if the soup is that good, maybe I should have ordered that too, but maybe next time. Seriously guys, I can't stress how chewy buckwheat noodles are. You really want to cut them down into nice small pieces. This isn't really a noodle dish that you want to slurp. So I have like really long noodles and slurp them up. This is more of a noodle dish that you want to grab little pieces of and chew it like you would rice or this beef, for example. Oh, that was a really fatty piece. Nice and juicy. I'm gonna finish up the food here, and I'll talk to you guys outside for my final impressions. All right, guys. So we are at Cafe Greta. It's a very cute, very aesthetically pleasing little cafe across the street from the naengmyeon place, and we decided to just come here to try out their legendary, I guess, scones. That's what they're known for, and I got myself a chocolate and walnut scone, and as well as a plain scone. And it comes with like a side of what I believe to be strawberry jam, which is cool. But as we dig into this, as a nice dessert to finish off our meal today. Let's talk about some final thoughts and final impressions. Jinju Naengmyeon is definitely really good. It's not terrible, but for the price that you have to pay for the naengmyeon and the galbi, it's like maybe not worth it. There's definitely other places that you can go to that are much cheaper, but it's definitely, I will say that it is the best naengmyeon that I've ever had. The noodles were extremely fresh, nice and chewy, and had a really vibrant brown color to them. The soup itself was not too tart and not too sour for me. I did like that there was no ice chunks in my naengmyeon. So typically when you do order it, there's like kind of shaved up ice that'll be in the soup, and I don't really like that. The veggies were nice and fresh, and I did like that there were strips of beef in the soup as well. The galbi was, it wasn't bad. The marinade was not bad for sure, but it's just kind of tough in Korea's defense. It's tough to get high-grade quality meat, high-grade quality beef rather. So that kind of has to do with a little bit of the lack of tenderness of the actual beef itself. But in any case, if you want to get galbi in Korea and this is your only option, I would say maybe skip it anyway. And if you guys live in the States, get Korean barbecue in the States instead, because the quality of beef is just going to be much better. So if you're on a budget, maybe try it somewhere else. But if you want to go somewhere that's been making this stuff since 1945 and really know what they're doing, this might be the place for you. Let me try my scone a little bit. This is good. This is really good. Cafe Grita, across the street. Definitely come here after you finish eating naengmyeon. Anyway, that's all from me. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to comment, like, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next video. And until then, stay hungry.